Alright, all that's left to do is the setup, and you can see the 4 steps there. And I'm just taking a straight edge and I'm just checking the relief on the neck, just eyeballing it to see if it's got too much relief or not. What I'm actually going to do is take a feeler gauge, first putting a capo on the first fret. And if you're wondering how I learned all this stuff, I've just watched other videos and I've read books and I've seen other people how they do it. So let me know if this is how you do it, if you agree with this way or not. Like I mentioned, I'm not a luthier, so hey, I'm all about learning. So here we go. Here's the measurement I'm taking. It's 0.010, and basically feeling, this is for the relief of the neck. Holding down on the fret where the body meets the neck, and then I'm sticking it under the 7th fret. And if it pushes up on the string, I know I need some more relief if I want, or if it's a big gap, then I know I need to tighten it. So you can see here the truss rod, my hand is blocking it, but I've got the Allen key in there. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. What? Who says that? Anyway, so I was happy with it. It's set the way I like it. It's pretty straight. So now we're moving on to the bridge action height, and I'm doing a 1.60. That's a Fender spec, like that's an official Fender setup spec. So I'm taking the measurement at the 17th fret. It's kind of hidden there on the right, but I'm taking a look at the height of the string from the bottom of the string to the top of the fret. And then the bridge saddles, they have little screws, and you just lift or lower as needed. So this is something I'm doing. I consider a setup like this, I'm just kind of getting going, and then I try out the guitar after and I adjust as needed. So this isn't the final setup. Same with the intonation, and let's see here. This is something though, the nut action height. This is where you're actually carving into the nut with files. So here's the measurement I'm taking. Basically, I'm looking to get a 0.018 measurement underneath. I've got a lot to go. So I've got a set of files here. These are Japanese steel. They're UO Chikyu nut files, 6-piece, and you see they're rated for a 10 to 46, and I'm doing a 9 to 46 hybrid, but it's close enough, so it won't really matter that much. I just like to put a little piece of tape underneath here to protect in case I slip. I don't want to cut into the headstock and ruin it. So what you do here is you loosen each string. Well, you do one at a time, starting with 0.046, and basically you're carving it or slotting it, sawing it, I guess is the right term, in the direction of the string. So like a downward angle with a straight cut. You can see here I've got a little bit more to go. So it's it's a long process. This takes a little while. You want to make sure you don't go too far because it's something you can't reverse. And so take your time. I'm going through all 6 here very quickly, and I can't remember exactly how long this took me. Probably a good half hour or more. And I ended up going back after and adjusting a couple more. They weren't low enough, and I've added more. And it looks like a lot of work, and it's not too bad. It's not that bad once you've done it a few times. It's I think it can maybe seem overwhelming at first. You can see I've got a little bit of space. It's not too bad. It's a good enough setup for now that I can get going and playing. All right, at this point I'm doing intonation and tuning. There's a lot of information online and in books about intonation. Basically, so I'm not going to show you exactly how I'm doing it, right? Because it's kind of like a work in progress. So for example, you have your low E string, pluck it, you get your E note. You want it to sound the same at the 12th fret. So the way you do that is raise and lower the saddles, and there's a screw on the back, so it's something you got to play around with a little bit. It's not too hard, but it does take a little bit of work, and it's time consuming because you have to lower, you have to sort of relieve the tension on the string and then adjust it, put it back, tune it, and so yeah, I think I'm doing a couple. It was close enough from when I just set up initially that it was kind of good to go, and I'll probably adjust it a little bit more as I need to, but that's basically it. Man, this was just a long process. So, all right,